Hello, everyone. Welcome to Kudlow. I'm Larry Kudlow. Tonight, we're going to dig into the battle for the soul of America. That's right. We are fighting for the very soul of this great country. There's no better way to do it than to compare the ultra-blue state of California with the ultra-red state of Florida. Completely different cultures and policies. You could think of it as red versus blue. You could also think of it as Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris. Or maybe we should think of it as Kamala Harris, Nancy Pelosi versus Donald Trump. I don't mean to shortchange President Biden or disrespect him by choosing his veep, but I kind of see his political future as very late afternoon or well into the evening. Or you could think of it as presidential race between Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and California Governor Gavin Newsom. First, the current governor of California and former San Francisco mayor has got to survive a gubernatorial recall, but we will see about that. So anyway, it could be DeSantis versus Newsom. It could be Trump versus Biden-Harris or Trump versus Harris. But there's big differences between red Florida and blue California. And look, right at the top, many kudos to New York Post columnist Kyle Smith. He wrote a brilliant column. He laid out the battle between California and Florida in a very compelling way, which prompted this segment. Let me begin with Kyle's quote. "Those differences are growing into a chasm of philosophical and practical contrast between two basic models for the American future. Call them the California way and the Florida way." And Kyle Smith highlights the extraordinary differences and contrast between the two states, really quite remarkable. Like, California public schools teach critical race theory. Florida does not. California hates fossil fuels, worships at the shrine of global warming. Florida does not. California has some of the harshest COVID lockdown measures, while Florida was among one of the first states to reopen way back in May of 2020, by the way. California's economy, not in good shape with a 7.9% unemployment rate. Florida's well below 5%. California has a 13.3% top income tax rate. Florida does not have an income tax. California had the biggest homeless population in the country. With only 12% of America's total population, California has 1/4 of America's homeless. And that includes something called sanctioned encampments, which are basically taxpayer funded. Like in Los Angeles, the city spends $2,700 per tent, per homeless tent, per month. And California pays homeless people to put up the tents and provide other services. So it's really a little cottage industry there of homelessness. California has the second highest income tax rate in the country, bowing only to New York City. California has a major defund the police movement in both LA and San Francisco and elsewhere. Defund the police. It has a huge shoplifting problem because stealing is just a misdemeanor. And big retailers like Walgreens and Target, well, they had to close their doors because of state-mandated minimum wage hikes and other anti-entrepreneurial policies. San Francisco has become the nation's leader in property crime. State murder in California is up 31% last year, compared to 15% in Florida, about half. And to quote Kyle Smith a bit more, Florida municipalities use a variety of measures to discourage loitering on the streets, including arresting for trespassing, and it largely works. When was the last time you read about an epidemic of homelessness in Fort Lauderdale? And he goes on to say, Florida is America's freest state, according to a Cato Institute survey, #1 in fiscal freedom, #1 in educational freedom. Cato dubs California one of the least free states and flat out dubs it the most cronyist state in the union. And then Mr. Kyle Smith closes with this thought. No one from Florida has ever become president, nor has any Italian American. The success of DeSantis as governor of America's model state suggests he could be the man to shatter both of those molds. All right, for myself, of course, I'm going to throw my lot with Florida in political, cultural, and supply-side zero-income tax terms. The state is booming. DeSantis is making every right move on reopenings, on vaccines, on fighting big tech censorship, on standing behind Trumpian border control policies. Remember, by the way, Florida has assimilated all the migrants from Cuba and Venezuela and other oppressed authoritarian parts of Latin America. Just as an aside here, those folks vote Republican. Those migrants, legal immigrants now, have been assimilated. They're great business people, and they're strong supporters of Donald Trump. They don't like illegal immigration any more than we do. And they have changed the culture of South Florida. It's an amazing thing. They hate communism, and they hate socialism. And in fact, now, Miami is the cultural and business and financial center of Latin and South America, if you ask me. And it's not far-fetched to think Miami, or at least South Florida, could replace New York as the financial center of the country. And basically, not only does Florida love traditional values, but Florida loves business and the people businesses employ. In everything it does, California opposes traditional values. With massive overregulating and tax burdens on business, they're even going to wind up losing their tech supremacy. You wait and see. And of course, Cal loves illegal immigration. I love legal immigration. So let's thank Kyle Smith for his heck of a column.